In this Kortex tutorial, I want to show you how to maximize your use of the library feature inside of Kortex. So to start, we're going to talk about the problem. The age-old problem is that you have your favorite quotes, ideas, highlights, everything. They're just scattered everywhere, right? That's kind of the main problem that we're solving with Kortex on the front end of it, right? Because with Kortex, we want to build a true second brain. We want to take into account what you consume, so all of the knowledge and information going in, how you organize and process that information, and then how you produce with that information, where I only feel like most second brains handle the middle part, the organization part, well. We want to cover the entire process. So I suffered from this in the past. I had articles in Instapaper. I have way too many bookmarks on X or Twitter. All of my Kindle highlights are just sitting there, right? If you haven't used a second brain before, what are you doing with your Kindle highlights? They're just kind of sitting there. They're not doing anything. Now, what about web clips, right? Clipping from the web is something that's becoming much, much more important. And Readwise allows us to do that inside of Kortex for now. We plan on building out our own web clipper, our own global capture feature when we have a native desktop app, and we plan to have a lot of the features inside of Kortex natively that we're going to go over in this video. So the other thing here is that when it comes to something like YouTube transcripts or even podcast clips or other things like that, there aren't many solutions out there. And especially there's no place to organize those things. With Kortex, we just want to give you the UI, a great looking experience, an easily searchable and navigable experience in your library to save all of these things, to complement your writing and the ideas you capture yourself inside of Capture. So if you haven't already, go and watch our Capture tutorial video, and you can see one of the key differences in Kortex compared to something like Notion or Obsidian or any other second brain. Now, getting into the actual tutorial, because that was, I believe, a necessary introduction. We're going to go over what is Readwise, what highlights can you save, how do you integrate it with Kortex. We already talked about what we're developing, but then installing the Reader app, highlighting YouTube transcripts, saving articles, etc., and then linking highlights and just the library feature of Kortex. So first thing, we're just going to go over Kortex. We're going to kind of reverse this. So what library is, if we look right here, it looks like this, and it saves all of your sources, right? So you have your sources up here. I can scroll through this, and I can see all of the books that I've read. Looks good. I can just keep scrolling. I have all of my authors, and then I have my highlights here. So then if I go to sources itself, I can see all of these things. I can go into them, like The Art of Impossible, see all of my highlights, etc., etc. And it's fairly easy to search throughout this. Another thing that I can do is add a, let's look up hierarchy of, yeah. So I saved this book. It was a free ebook from Slow, and you can import or upload a PDF for now, soon to be EPUB. So you can edit, you can attach a PDF, and then you can start reading that PDF, and it will load, and then you can highlight this, you can open it in a pane, and this saves to your highlights. So I can open this in the side of whatever it is that I'm on. So if I'm on a different page, I can open library in a pane, or I can just search for something specific. I can go into it, have it right here, ready to just bring over. And another thing, or the last thing with the library, is that if I type /highlight in a document, I can start searching through my library, find something that I want to save. So let's look for a quote in here, and I can search throughout all of this, add it here, and boom, I have a quote inside of my document. Now, the last thing we'll go over in the library tutorial itself is that if you don't have Readwise, which this is a downfall of ours right now, is that you'll have to manually enter a source. So you can search for a book, and this is connected with Google Books API. So search for The Art of Focus. Press the wrong thing, can find it here. I can add that in. It brings information in. I can upload my PDF since this is my book and go from there. So this is going to get easier as we develop our own features, but with Readwise, it does it all for you. Of course, it's going to be a downside to pay a little bit extra to be able to use this feature enough, but I think it's well worth it if you take your knowledge seriously, because if this is something that you use every day, I personally believe it's worth investing in. I mean, ideas, as a knowledge worker, ideas are my life, right? They're what make me an income. So they're a very important part of my life, and I am willing to invest whatever I can personally into solutions that help with that. So let's talk about Readwise itself. Readwise, you can go to readwise.io. This is what it looks like, and they have two products here. They have Readwise itself, which is what allows you to connect everything from X to Kindle to a web clipper, all of those things. You can start for free. It's a relatively affordable model that you can pay for, but they also have Reader, which we'll go over soon. So just to show you what you can do, if you sign up, get started for free, you can compare their plans, see what they're about, but then you can import and you can export. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to import, and then you're going to look through these. Looks like my Kindle got disconnected. All right, so that just imported a lot more of my highlights. But you can see here that I have Twitter connected, I have Medium connected, I have my web highlighter, Goodreads, Readwise Reader, which is their other product. You can have Sniped, which is a podcast clipper. So if you download the Sniped app, you can clip from podcasts. You can look through these and just see what you use. There's Instapaper, there's short form, there's all of these fun things. So once you connect these, the way you connect it to Kortex right now is you go into your settings, and then you go to Readwise, and then it will ask you to enter a Readwise access token. So when you click on this, and if you're logged into Readwise, it should be pretty simple. You just click get access token, you copy the one it gives you, you enter it here, you press connect, and then it'll take a bit, make you wait a bit, and then your library will be filled. So that's a fun thing about Kortex, is that it doesn't take much setup to get all of your stuff inside of it. Now let's talk about Reader really quick, because this is where things get crazy in my eyes. This is a really cool thing that Readwise has done. So what you can do with the Reader app, which I believe is free for now, both on desktop and on your phone. So if you're reading articles on your phone, or you're watching a YouTube video on your phone, you can save those things, or an RSS feed or a newsletter, whatever it is. You can save those things to your Reader app to read them all in one place. And when you highlight from there, it saves those to your Readwise. So if your highlights are saved to Readwise and your Readwise is connected to Kortex, then those will automatically update for you inside of your library. Now you can see everything here that they allow. So web highlighting, RSS, PDFs, YouTube, Twitter threads, etc., etc., etc. Really cool. Now, one last thing that we didn't talk about is I believe this may be a Readwise Chrome extension. Haven't double checked, but you can highlight something and save highlight to Readwise. So that's your web clipper in a sense here. Now, if we go to the actual Reader app, I have a bunch of stuff saved in mind. I have my own blog plugged in, so it updates every time I post. I have books that I've read, books that I get online, ebooks, things that I upload into here. You can upload a PDF or an EPUB itself. And the other cool thing is that you can upload YouTube videos. So first, I would encourage you to just look through what you can do with Reader, but you can add documents, you can add a URL to save things to, you can drag and drop a PDF into here, and you'll have to look up how to do this on your phone differently, but there's a lot you can do. So if we look at this, you can see that I have the entire transcript of this YouTube video here. I can watch it and it will highlight as it goes through. And then I can just highlight certain things and it will save it to my Readwise and therefore my Kortex. So the way that I did this is you can go to YouTube, and this is on your phone or on desktop. So what you're going to do to add a YouTube video to your Readwise Reader is you're going to be watching a video, or you're just going to click this button, you're going to share the video. On your phone, this same thing is going to pop up. It's going to look exactly like this, and what you're going to do is you're going to go over all the way to the right And this is on, I believe this is on both Android and iPhone. If people know this better than me, please help other people in the comments with this. But you go all the way to the right and you click More, and then that will open the context menu of your iPhone, and you scroll down to Save to Reader or Add File to Reader or Add to Reader, whatever it is relating to Reader, and then that will open up the Reader app and you can start inside of there. The same is true for any article or document you want to save to your Reader on your phone. Okay, so you're going to go to any article, and then if you're on a browser like Chrome, you're going to click the share button, usually in the bottom part of your phone, and you're just going to click Save to Reader or Add to Reader. And what that will do is just save everything to your library. I believe that is everything that we had to talk about. We got what is Readwise, what highlights can you save, how do you integrate? Yep, we got good features coming. Install the Reader app, highlight YouTube transcripts, yes, boom. We got all of those. So that's it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that opens your mind to what you can do with the library feature inside of Kortex. As I said, we're developing our own native features for this, but for now, Readwise is an absolutely incredible company that has been around for a long time in the second brain space, and you can do a lot with them just out of the box when plugging into Kortex. So if you enjoyed this, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe for more feature tutorials, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.